Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got some binder maintenance to do today. Well, we always have binder maintenance to do, but you know what I mean. We have a couple pages that I need to switch out in my big post Luna binders when I didn't have the sleeves at the time, so I just shoved them in the wrong sleeve. So we're gonna fix those, and I'm gonna go through my miscellaneous binder. I'm gonna clear some stuff out that I don't need to be keeping anymore. So all of this stuff, of course, is in like the very back of the binder, which means I need to flip through the whole thing. So we need to fix this page because this is just like a one-page thing right now, and I have the correct pages for this now. So I have the 2 pages now. So here is that in at least better sleeves for now. I'm still not super pleased with the back, but you know. I don't have something to do with this because like these are too big for 4 pockets. They're kind of too big for, or they're too small for these. So I don't know, they're just gonna sit behind this until I come up with a better solution. But at least now I have the 2 pockets, so nothing moves around as much anymore. I feel like early January is such a weird time for K-pop because like it almost feels like the calm before the storm. Because no one's really doing anything right now. It's all kind of just quiet. But you can tell that like everything's like gearing up to start having, because February is the first big comeback season. So it's just really quiet right now. Artemis is, as I'm filming this, just wrapped up doing that gravity thing with the like Luna stuff. I think it's funny that I don't super participate in those. I just kind of like watch. I do think it's funny that though, for the first 2, the ones that I wanted to win were the ones that lost. So I guess if you ever want to have something win in a gravity, just have me root for the other one and yours will win. I do imagine this means we're probably gonna get like a comeback announcement shortly. My guess would be it's like for like late February, early March, but that's my hunch as of right now. I bet we're also gonna have some kind of Lussemble announcement soon, now that we're past like the end of the year and the New Year's and holidays and all that stuff. Or maybe that's my vain hope because I miss them. And I want just like some concrete knowledge. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I just want like some guarantee that we're gonna get them back. Okay, if you just watch my flip through, this is my miscellaneous binder. And there's like too much in this binder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna downsize some things. I already kind of thought through what I'm gonna do, so. To me, none of it is really a surprise. I know what I'm getting rid of at this point. And it's mostly just some boy group stuff. I don't think any of the girl group stuff is changing. Unsurprisingly. I don't know how to be normal about collecting girl groups, basically. I do have my Ace stuff here. And I am going to get rid of these last albums, the My Girl, My Choice albums. I'm gonna sell the albums too. I, unfortunately, just didn't really like this album, and I'm so sad because I didn't like Pinata either. Which at least it was more back to like their sound, I guess, but I just didn't like the song. And when I don't like 2 comebacks in a row from a group, that's when I'm like, okay, I think it's time we part ways. I am gonna keep these 2 changer PCs, but I'm just gonna shove them on the back here, because I don't really want to waste a whole page just for 2 cards. So that's Ace. The other big thing we have to do in here is all of these miscellaneous Ateez cards. Up until this point, I've kind of just been keeping my pulls and then collecting Yelsong's cards on the side. But like it's just gotten to a point where it's too much. And for a group that isn't like one of my ults, I guess. I mean, I still love them very dearly. They're still one of my favorite groups, but like, I just don't need this many cards for them. And it's gotten so overwhelming to try and even collect one member. Shout out to you guys out there who collect like more than one member of Ateez. I'm overwhelmed, and I only collect like his album cards. And I don't even collect all of his album cards, at least for these recent eras. Shout out to you guys. I don't know how you're doing it. If you're collecting OTA, you're stronger than I am. So the plan for this is that I'm going to keep all of the treasure series because I like how it's laid out. So that's not moving. For the rest of everything else, my bias line in Ateez is Yeosong, obviously, and then Jungho and Songhwa. And for a while I did play around with like maybe collecting my top 3 members. That's overwhelming. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to keep all of their pulls and take everything else out. And so I'll at least have some cards from my bias line, but I don't actually have to collect them. So like I said, treasure's staying the same. San can just be here. I don't know how I ended up with a full page of like his pulls, but you know, it is what it is. We can have a couple extra members in here. But basically from Fever forward, anything that's not Jungho and Songhwa, with like maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. I don't know, I went through this last night. I don't remember if I had any exceptions, but most of the stuff that isn't those 2 is I'm gonna take out. I don't know what my plan is yet for getting rid of this stuff. I think I'd love to put it up for trade to like the remaining Yeosong cards that I'm missing. I don't know if anyone's actually like looking to trade at this point though. I'm just gonna take everything out and then we can go through and put it back in the order. Oh yeah, I do remember I was keeping this Ouyang because like, look at him, look at this card. I'm keeping him. There was that one, I was gonna say comeback, it was not a comeback, it was a debut that's already happened this year. I think the group's called X Love, right? I assume that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Everyone like has been talking about them, at least on Instagram. I'm fairly certain from what I've heard, they've been like blowing up on TikTok, but I don't have a TikTok, so I wouldn't know that. But I do think I really like what's going on. Also, I looked it up because the first thing I do at this point in K-pop is like if a new group shows up, like the first thing I do is go look up how old they all are. Because at this point, like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not like interacting with a group with minors anymore. I, for the most part, like, kind of don't even want to listen to their music because it's like, I'm just so tired of this. How many times do we have to do this before we learn? But the good news is that this new group is all adults, very excitingly. Although I was looking at the one of them, they have a really like broad range of ages. I think the oldest one was like 99 and the youngest was like 2006. I also can't even begin to explain the existential crisis I went through seeing that his age was 2006, and in my brain I was like, oh, that's a child. And then I like sat there for a second and did the math and I was like, no, wait a minute. That's an adult. Like the absolute crisis I had over the realization that like people born in 2006 are adults. Absolutely wild to me. But I do think I kind of like, I'm interested in what they're doing. And for the most part, the song, well, I wish it wasn't a single album. Let's start there. But I do like the song for the most part, except for that one weird part in the chorus. I don't know if any of you have like heard the song, but like let me know if that was also very jarring to you. It's like that weird like talking part in the chorus. I don't know. I think I have to listen to it a few times because right now it kind of ruins the whole vibe of the song for me. I don't know. But like, I do love supporting a good Nugu group, so if I end up with a copy of the album, we'll find out. Especially because someone was like, yeah, they're kind of like a combination of like Taemin and Only One Of, and I like both Taemin and Only One Of. So I'm definitely very interested to at least like follow them and see where they go. Like what are you gonna do next? I don't think I know anything about the company they're under. I don't even think I've looked that up yet, but at least as someone who is on record as not super loving 2024 K-pop music-wise, most of it just like wasn't to my personal taste. This is already a more promising start to the year. Okay, obviously I kept all the like OT8 sets. I'm not gonna, I think this was like, came in all of the Polka albums. I'm not gonna get rid of that. And I like me a nice cohesive set if you're new here. I feel like that should be unsurprising given my track record. Mingy in this set, why would you do this to me? I think I'm just gonna stick all of the OT8 sets at the end. And then we'll see how much room we need for all the other ones that I'm keeping. So these are all the Ateez cards. That's insane. No, in this stack, I think there's maybe one card in this whole stack of cards that I have bought separately. Every other one of these cards has either come in an album or like I bought the album with a POB and it came with that POB. Do we feel like Ateez is maybe doing too much? Like this is a lot, guys. So this is the stack of everyone else that I will be getting rid of for sure. And this is the stack of Jungho and Sunghwa. I know there's that Wooyoung in here, and there's also one Yuno in here, but I have to keep him. It's important. And honestly, that's kind of crazy. I pull Jungho and Sunghwa all the time. Like this stack is huge. So let me sort out. This is Golden Hour Part 2. This is Part 1. This one. I don't even know what era this is. Oh, this is Will. Okay. The other thing we have to discuss today is goals for 2025, which I didn't start my channel until halfway through the year, so I didn't do goals last year. So this is the first time I'm like stating out goals for what is this? This is Will. For an entire year of collecting. Because I also really haven't done that in years past, even without my channel. For the most part, my goal since I started collecting photo cards was just finish Luna album cards except for XX. And I've done that now. And I'm like, oh, I have to make a new goal now. So I have, what is this? Oh, these are spin-off. Okay. This is movement. Oh, am I keeping this Hong Jun? Yeah, he can stay. That's fine. And I will say, for me at least, the problem with like setting goals is I feel like that drives the idea that you have to, what order are these in? That you have to like get cards faster than I guess necessary. What era is this? This is epilogue part 3. And at least for me, as far as collecting goes, I don't really like to force myself to get cards, because that tends to be a reason that people overpay for cards, because they're like, well, I just need to finish this set. I'll just pay more than I wanted to for this card. And I would rather not do that. Like, I'm very much someone who is like, the card will show up for the price that I want to pay for it, and you can buy it then, kind of thing. So I hate to set like, what is this one? I hate to set goals of like, you're going to finish this set this year, because then I feel like that would just like encourage or give me a reason to like be like, well, I don't need to stick to like what I want to pay for a card. I'll just buy it because I see it. When again, in my experience, every single card in my collection I've found at a price I wanted to pay for it. You just have to like be patient with the cards, and they will show up eventually. So all that being said, it took me a while to kind of like figure out what I wanted my goals to be for the year. Because again, it was really hard for me to be like, well, I want to finish this set this year. So I didn't do that too much. So a lot of my goals are a little different. They're not like finished. That being said, the first one on my list is to catch up with all of my Yeosang cards. I don't want to back collect Ateez anymore. I'm tired. So I would love to be done with his cards, which I'm pretty close to. Like, I don't think that's an unattainable goal. So that is the first goal. Hopefully I can like at least trade some of these cards that I have, so I don't have to buy all of them. But again, I'm not sure how trading is for like older eras for Ateez. I don't have generally the best luck when it comes to trading Ateez in general, so I can't imagine it's going to be super easy for me. But anyway, that's goal number 1, is to catch up with Yeosang's cards so I don't have to go backwards. I can just like, when a new album comes out, buy some cards. My next goal, because I feel like I was like, well, I have to have some kind of goal surrounding my Luna collection. So I thought about it for a while, and I think my goal is going to be to get at least one card for every single set that I have set up for in my Voltex binders. So I have at least one card on every single page. And I'm hoping that kind of goal, instead of being like, oh, I want to finish this set, and this set, I'm hoping like more broad of a goal like that will give me more leeway to be like, okay, well, this card was a good price and it's part of this set, so I can buy this one. Gotta find a way to like, these plastic QR cards, I gotta find a way to like let those sit better in the page. So that's my Luna goal. So for my next goal is for Stray Kids. I'd like to finish OT8. I know I just said I was like, I don't want to make goals to finish sets, but these are album cards. I feel like it's attainable. I want to finish OT8, Maxident 8, and Hop. And like, it's fine. Whatever new album they release, I'm not gonna like worry about immediately finishing kind of thing. But at least for the albums they released last year, Korean albums they released last year, I'd like to finish those. My next goal is to just keep up better with like trading and selling. Like currently I have a massive stack sitting on my kitchen island of just photo cards that I actually need to take pictures of and post either for trade or sale. And they've been sitting there probably since November. I've been putting it off, and like I now have all of these Ateez cards that I'm gonna need to post. So just to be better at keeping up with that, because like I would love to get some of these cards out of my house this year and into better homes. It is just frustrating that it's way more work on Instagram now to do that. But that's why it's a goal I have listed to keep up with it. And my last goal for this year, again, I didn't make very many, was just to like keep making my binders look nicer, like to continue with binder maintenance. I would love to make like custom fillers for the extra pocket in my Stray Kids collection because OT8 leaves a pocket, so I would love to make custom fillers for those. And like make sure all of my binders have covers kind of thing, and just to like make them look a lot nicer. And of course it's like collection time, so of course in my spare time I've been watching like everyone's collection videos. Basically if you posted a collection video in like late December, early January, I have probably either watched it or it's in my watch later on YouTube. I'm just getting through all of them. And like I will never be the super, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like that K-pop aesthetic where everything is white and like super cutesy and like kind of girly. That's just not my aesthetic. Obviously, you've seen my table. It's just never been my aesthetic. So like mine will never look like that, but I would like to like make them look nicer to kind of my style, I guess. So here's my Ateez collection. One of the things I have considered for my Yeolsong collection, again, in the vein of making them look nicer, is to get extras of these, like, I remember what these were called, location cards, and kind of set up my Yeolsong binder more like this one is, with the group card and like this card. I don't know, things to think about when we go through that binder again. So there's Treasure, which hasn't changed. And then here is all the rest of the cards they kept. With the single Wooyoung, I think there's a Hongjoon, and then, you know. I wasn't planning on doing this, but like while I'm here, let me just add fillers. So now I'm hoping whatever next Ateez era there is, it will be just a lot less overwhelming to collect. Because I don't know what it was, there was something about Golden Hour Part 1 and Part 2 that just made me stop and go, whoa, this is too much. I can't keep doing this. And you'd think if it was any era, it would have been Outlaw. But it wasn't. Okay, so there's my new revised Ateez collection. I guess I should put fillers in the rest of this while I'm here too. This is another one of those things where like, I know it's stupid, but I would love to just like fill out these pages. Like I'm sure EXO cards can't be that expensive. I could just get 6 more and like actually fill the page out. Because I really don't love having to have fillers like this. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to do, to just stick this on the back here and get this down as well. Nope, wrong one. Annoyingly, this is gonna leave one on the back, so I'm probably just gonna shove him on the back of one of those pages. Which one is this one? It's the same era. That, yes, it's that era. Oh, this is for this era, okay. I don't know why staring at that in reverse, like kind of upside down, was making my brain just melt. But yeah, I don't have enough space, so I'm just gonna actually put him here. And that way that era is in a little line. So there's Kingdom. I think I am gonna get rid of these two 1S PCs. There's just like no reason for me to have them, and I'd rather like someone who wants them a lot more have them, I guess. The best way I can describe it. So we can put more fillers in here. That's fine. And then I don't think they need any fillers in the girl group section, but I don't know. Nope. That's entirely filled, because again, I don't know how to be normal. Okay, and that is everything for today. Thank you for coming along on this binder maintenance and talking about my goals. I would love to know your goals in the comments down below. It's always interesting to hear about like how different people want to approach their collections and stuff like that in the new year, so let me know. And I will see you guys next week. Bye everyone.